Hey guys, ComSciGirl523 here, and we're back finally with a new map. I am so sorry this took so long. Things got a little hectic over the summer. I got a new laptop, so it took a while to get all my software onto this new laptop and get all my data transferred over from my old laptop. And then my summer was just a bit crazy. So finally we're here. One important thing to note about this map, it is in 1.12.2. I know 1.13 has already been released, already on 1.13.1. When they released 1.13, I was already about halfway done programming this in 1.12, and commands have drastically changed in 1.13. I am looking at 1.13 for the next map, so don't worry, the next map after this one will be in the latest version of Minecraft. At least I hope I keep up with it. It will be in 1.13 at the very least. And yeah, so this is in 1.12. I promise next one will be in 1.13. And so here we are. This is another SI file. This is the continuation to Curtain Call. If you haven't seen Curtain Call or played Curtain Call and you want to, you can find Curtain Call on my channel. It should be in the under SI files section. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Also, if I sound a little funny, it's either A, I sound different because of my computer, which is quite possible because the sound driver on here is a little bit different than my old machine. It's actually supposed to be better. So, and two, my allergies are really bad. So let's get started. So first off, if you want to, you can design an outfit with the different dyes. I already did beforehand change the colors just to save some time. There is a custom texture pack, so make sure you check that you have the custom texture pack showing. This goes through like the general thing, the summary, the settings, texture pack. Make sure you read that. Again, how I'm going to do this playthrough is how I usually do it, where I don't read the dialogue, I just kind of describe what's going on, and mainly focus on the puzzle solutions. So, let's get started. I'm going to need that. And I won't need that. So you're at your desk at Solvit Inc., and you fell asleep at your desk. And Miss Terry talks to you and tells you that you have been invited on a sort of vacation by Arther Bradson, because apparently the island that the gem was originally from has been located, and they want you to bring the gem back to the island for it being displayed in a museum. And of course, the day you're supposed to get there, you're running late to the airport. So feel free to grab some clothes out of there if you don't like what you're wearing. Grab your cell phone and grab your ticket. So of course we have to go through security. You don't need to grab your luggage because it will be brought to your plane for you. And here's Arthur. So it tells you what gate to go to. Apparently your pass has already been used, but you just arrived, so something's not quite right. So now you need to go to the help desk and see what in the world's going on with your ticket. So the help desk clerk has noticed there is something wrong with the ticket. They're not sure what, but they've cleared it in the system for you, so you should be able to go on the plane. So he makes it to the plane just in time. And there's been a delay because everybody's tickets are being checked because apparently there's a stowaway. So it's been a couple hours, you're getting ready to land soon, but before you land, you want to go use the restroom. And while you're waiting for the restroom, you're going to overhear two flight attendants talking about the stowaway. And you finally made it to the island and to the resort. Here you'll meet one of the general managers. His name is Gregory, or Greg for short. And now you're just going to go check in. So this is the other general manager. Her name is Sarah. Let's head on upstairs to the guest rooms. And here's your room. So there's a TV, some informational books. You're given a free boat rental, which you might want to hold on to that. You're going to want to hold on to your cell phone and your ID and your key. This is just all about the island. Feel free to look through this. It'll kind of help you figure out what each location is. And there's supposed to be your luggage in here, but that's not your luggage. So you're going to have to report it to the main desk. I'm just going to leave this in there and that in there. I'm going to report it to the main desk with the telephone. Sounds like Arthur's at the door. So you're supposed to go to dinner with the directors of the museum. That is in the restaurant on the top floor. So here's Lillian Turner and Kyle Turner. They are the directors of the museum. You're also here with Greg and Arthur. They kind of explain that Greg has this whole big plan for you while you're on vacation. And Lillian and Kyle want to have you come to the museum to see the exhibit, or where the gem is going to be going. You're also given a bus pass and your itinerary from Greg. And then the power went out. And some alarm is going off. So something has happened, but you don't know what exactly yet. There's a note at your door. So there is a gift card for the tailor shop and a note from Sarah. Basically the note's saying that they're sorry they couldn't find your luggage, so here's a gift card to go to the tailor shop to get some clothes. So we'll just leave that in there. Arthur's here. But it feels like something is wrong. Then here comes Sarah to tell us that the gem was stolen. Now, Greg did not want Sarah to tell you, but Sarah told you anyway. Now, Sarah and Arthur both want you to help find the gem, but Greg does not want you to find the gem. He says the authorities will take care of it. However, you're of course going to help Arthur, because what kind of detective would you be if you didn't help? So right now you need to head over to the bus and head over to the museum. So how the buses work, you just step on the little platform and then you can select where you need to go. Oops, a little bit of lag there. So the exhibit is not quite ready yet. So they're going to say that you can look around the museum, see what there is to see in the museum while they finish getting it ready. But feel free to look around. These actually do work. You can click these and they'll say different things about the exhibits. Different things will activate as you walk around. There are two exhibits. There is the history, and then there's the pirate exhibit. If you remember Captain Hart from Curtain Call. And it looks like the other exhibit is ready. So now you're feel free to look around this exhibit, see what there is to see. There's a picture of Mira. There's a box. This is where the gem is supposed to go. This is what Mira and Nathaniel were supposed to have looked like. And a strange piece of paper. We'll keep that as evidence. And so since Lillian and Kyle need to talk to Arthur about some of the design of the exhibits, you are going to head into town and see if you can go shopping a little bit, since your luggage is still missing. Go to Main Street. It's still kind of early in the day. You're going to spend the rest of your day kind of just shopping around town. If you do need food at any point during the map, you just come in here, step on the gray right here, and you can purchase food. It's all kept on a running tab, in quotes. Here's Cross and Stitch. This is where you can get your armor. So the only thing I'm going to take from here is that. And I'll just leave that there. You can take as much or as little of the armor as you want. Talk to this guy. He's selling t-shirts and pictures. All about the gem. And he says to stay away from Madame Newton. And this is Madame Newton's. She's not here right now. So feel free to look around. Interesting. And there's Madame Newton. So she's just going to introduce herself, basically. She knows you're a detective, but she's really cryptic when she speaks. So you spent pretty much the entire day downtown, and now you're going to head back to the hotel, because you're supposed to meet up with Arthur and see how things went at the museum. Looks like Sarah has some mail for us. So we'll pick up our mail and head back up to our room. So there's 2 pieces of mail here. We have a thing about dinner. Arthur won't be back in time for dinner because Greg is driving him insane at the museum. And you have a mysterious letter. So in this mysterious letter, you are told that you want to learn more about what happened to the gem and what happened with Nathaniel. If you want to learn more, you need to solve a couple puzzles here. So the first one is a bit of a cipher. This translates to Palm Tree Swimming Pool. So that's the answer to this one. So we'll head on downstairs. There's a swimming pool on the first floor. How that cipher works is a simple shift cipher. Just write the alphabet and then write the corresponding alphabet on the bottom. I think it said E equals A, and you'll be able to figure out that it says that. Let's go to the lobby. Let's head over to the pool, and here's the palm tree. Oh, click after reading. Whoops. So there's a box in the first challenge. Yeah, always watch for the click after readings. They will pop up. So this kind of tells you what you have to do with the first puzzle box and how you need to put the box back when you're done. So let's begin the puzzle. All right, so this is a slider puzzle. Basically, what you have to do is get this block over here all the way over here. How that works is simply you select the piece you want to move. It'll give you options for how to move that piece, and you just need to move them around and try to get them to leave an open path. Now, do not spam the pieces. It will cause problems if you spam the pieces. Just a heads up. You can click relatively quickly, but just don't spam click. It has issues with that. So without further ado, it doesn't matter how you do this. There's multiple answers to this. There's not one right or wrong answer. There you go. And H5. If at any point you get stuck and you want to reset the piece at the beginning, you could always just hit reset. And when you do have a clear path, you have to hit check. And there we go. So if I hit check. Ta-da! Seriously, why do villagers always stare at me? Anyway, so you are given a journal and a crystal. So we're just going to head back to our room to read the journal. Oh, if you're wondering why I said the thing about the villagers, apparently whenever I'm building, this has happened more than once, and with other people also like around to see this happen, I'll be like building something, I'll leave my computer for like 5 seconds, come back, and I'm usually surrounded by villagers. Don't know why, just happens. So if you read the journal, this actually tells you about what happened with the gem. So it's a bit long, but definitely suggest you read it. So the journal it's summarized right after you click after reading. Nathaniel did make it back to the island, and there's more to the story, but you don't know any more yet. So you're going to want to keep this and this. It also gives you a hint as to where you need to go next. So it says, Royji Biv finds his son. That's your hint of where you need to go next. So there's something at the door. It's a note with a broken key. So the broken key you're going to need later. And you'll have to use, once you get the other part of the key, fix the key and bring it to the grandfather at Madame Newton's shop. And Arthur's here again. And here comes Greg to tell you that you are going to Alpina Caves. So here we'll meet our tour guide, and we have Arthur and Greg here. He's going to tell you a little bit about Prism Cave. So you're given a safety helmet, and Greg is not coming with. He says he has to go back to the resort. So off we go. And yes, you do have a little cave diving helmet. So feel free to explore. I'm just going to walk straight to where I know we need to go. So what happens is the sun hits the gems that are embedded in the rock, and they turn into rainbows, like how when a sunlight hits a prism. So where Royji Biv finds his son. Royji Biv is an acronym for a rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And sun is the sun, not an actual, not S-O-N, but S-U-N. So it looks like you can't do anything until you distract Carla. You're going to talk to Arthur to distract her. He does so, no questions asked. This is why you need to keep all items on you. It will be given back to you. Do not lose it. And we have another puzzle box. So in this particular puzzle box, you have different gems. These gems are going to be put into the walls based upon the puzzle description above. And from there, you will solve the box. After you put all the gems in you think that are correct, you'll hit check. And it will tell you something if it is correct. If it's not correct, it will not say anything. So we'll do this one first. So gem identification required. So F3 plus H is to turn on tooltips. So if I go like this and do F3 plus H, sorry. You do F3 plus H, my tooltips will be on. My tooltips are usually typically already on. So if you go like this, you just grab a bunch of the gems. You'll notice if I hover over the gem, it says red gem, but next to it has a bunch of numbers, and the last number is a 1 on there. That is its ID. So you're going to use those numbers to actually place these in the wall. So where I leave off light blue, magenta, and gray. Okay. So 1's not one of them. We'll keep that there. 14 is not one of them. 2 is. I know that for a fact. I know 6 is, and 12, and 13, and 0, and 7. I don't think 7's on there. No, it is not. All right. So we have 11. Oops, there we go. We have 10, which is not on there, and we have 4, which is definitely on there. And these two should both be on there. 5 and 9. 5, 9, 8 and 3. I know 8's on there. And then if it's correct, it says that's correct. Next we have association is key. So this one is based on color association. So poppies are red, bones are white. This is a squid egg. Squids have ink, so black. We need brown for cocoa beans. And then put these over here. Lapis and cactus green, so it'd be blue and green. Green. Then we have light blue, and this is actually magenta. If you put allium in a crafting bunch, it actually gives you magenta, not purple, even though it looks purple. So I need light blue and magenta. And then I need yellow. All right, that one's done. This one says breakfast eggs. The reason it says breakfast eggs is because everything is scrambled. So this is basically descramble the word. So this is lime, this is orange, this is light gray. Then we need black and light blue and pink. Black, light blue, pink. Green, white, and brown. Green, white, and brown. If for some reason you have extra gems, you could always throw them in there. You don't have to keep them in your inventory. There we go, and check. Ta-da! You're given a pirate coin and another journal. Obviously, you shouldn't be reading the journal here because you have to get out of the caves first. We'll head back to the cave entrance. Do-do-do. All right, now we're back at the front. I'm gonna do that real quick. And everybody's here waiting for us. Good and Greg. Who was supposed to be back at the hotel. So Arthur's gonna go to the museum, and Greg went back to the hotel. So now you can actually read the journal. When you read the journal, it's gonna tell you the gem was actually a fake, the one that was kept in the theater. The real one is actually still on the island. And the next place you need to go is to find a piece of Hart's shipwreck. And there was a piece at the museum. Look, Arthur's here. But something's gone wrong. It seems that the pirate exhibit was broken into, and Hart's sword is missing. So Kyle's freaking out. Lillian's trying to calm him down. The sword's gone. The gem's gone. They don't know that it was a fake gem. So everything's gone a little crazy. And Greg shows up and says he was in town when he originally said he was going back to the hotel. Greg suggests that they cancel the opening, postpone it. Kyle says no. Arthur went with Kyle and Greg to the exhibit. And Lillian says, please, please, please try to figure out what's going on. So you feel free to look. You notice there's rock dust, such as the rock, just like the rock from the mountains you were just at. And there's no signs of a break-in, so it looks like someone had to either pick the lock or they used a set of keys. So this is heart ship. There's a piece of fabric here. This looks like this is where the cabinet used to be. There is actually a symbol of the gem on there, but the cabinet itself is missing. And there's a strange piece of paper. So we're going to go find Lillian to talk to her. Lillian seems to be waiting outside the gem exhibit. And Greg is still driving Kyle nuts. She said that the keys were missing, however, they were found on the main desk that morning, so it seems kind of odd. You want to know where the rest of the heart ship is. It turns out it's actually at the marina in a protected space. So technically you're not supposed to go there. So you're going to head to the marina. First things first, you're going to need a boat, and that shouldn't be too hard because you have a free boat rental. So we'll talk to the boat rental guy. They don't want to know exactly where you're going. What they see doesn't hurt them. So William's a very chill guy. So you have the key. The key says to go to dock 3 and hop on the boat. You're now at the cave. Oops, wrong way. This is where the pieces of a heart ship are. So it seems like high tide happens over here, so we have to be careful. That's why there's so much flooding and water everywhere. So here is the ship. Oh. Floor broke. Uh-oh. Well. Feel free to look around. Can't see, but that's supposed to be a cannon. It's a little dark. And here is where you need to put the pirate coin. So there's another puzzle box, and we will start the puzzle. So how this puzzle works is basically you need to get the block below you, which is going to move with you, to the end of the maze. Now, problem being, you see that gate over there? That is mirrored up here, so the gate is actually closed for you to walk through. You need to find the coordinating block in order to unlock that gate. So now, this actually might take me a while, because even though I designed this maze myself, it doesn't mean I remember the path exactly. I do know, in general, you want to head, when it comes to finding the blocks, you want to head to the farthest corner away from where the gate actually is. That's how I kind of set it up. Yep. So the yellow gate is now open. I head back. Easiest way to do this, just keep your head down. Because then you can kind of look around and look ahead of you to make sure you're going the right direction. There you go. So there, and the gate's open up here. So the next one is the blue gate. And I went around the wrong way. There we go. Again, try to head to the farthest point away from the gate you just came through. Oh. Easiest way to solve it. There we go, blue gate open. So the blue gate actually is over to our right. We need to go through the yellow gate to get to the blue gate. The blue gate should be open. And last but not least, we need to get to the green gate. That's where you unlock the green gate. Oh, and if something like this happens, don't worry, it will disappear when you go near it. It fixes itself. Now the green gate is open. Now for this part, you can just look up because it's literally just a zigzag. I'm just checking to make sure that's following me. It should follow you the whole way. There we go. So there's another half of a key. We got the pirate coin back. Keep the bolt key up here. And another journal. So you'll feel free to read the journal. Journal says something about having the other half of the key and having to go to meet the grandfather. So for that, we're going to head back to the hotel, though, because unfortunately it is getting late. Oops. A little bit of parkour to get out of here. So we're back here. Head back to the resort. And it seems like your room's been a bit ransacked. Everything is overturned, and the luggage is missing. Sarah comes to ask what in the world's going on. She came to check on you. So you're going to head out to the curio shop as quick as you can, because you don't want to get caught by Greg. Excuse me, Mr. Villager. Madam Newton is not here, so you're going to start looking around. Remember, you saw this, but it's locked, and the key you have doesn't work. So there's Madam Newton. She knows you've come to speak to the grandfather, so she's going to unlock the door to the grandfather. Here's the key. Here's the grandfather. Another key and some instructions. This key should unlock this. Another puzzle box. So for this one, instructions are simple. Basically what you have to do is listen to the story. So there'll be a story that's going to talk in chat. And then based on the story, you need to select the blocks that go underneath each of the objects you see in the wall. So this is the story of the Ite brothers. Gran Ite, Andy Site, and Dior Ite. So let's see. Okay, we have the story. So if we look at this, Gran was a farmer. He was known throughout the land as the man with the iron hand. He grew the best crop that could be baked. So he was a farmer. He grew the best crop that could be baked. Andes was a soldier. He defended with his shining sword, made of the hardest metal one could afford. So, sword. And the hardest metal one could afford. Oops. And then we have Dior, he was a blacksmith. The forge was his home, and he hammered out tools and armor for folks who call caves their home. So he hammered out tools, made armor, and the forge was his home. Now it says the things they longed for. So Gran wanted to roam far from home like his brother Anne's. So to roam, you would need a map. Dyer wanted a simple life like his brother Gran, working the land. So he wanted this. He wanted to work with the land. And Andes wished he could see his work on an armor stand. Okay. So, Gran followed his dream only to discover the best place to be his home. Dyer never tried his hand, instead became the best miner in the land, and Andes went off to war and now he resides behind a castle door. So andesite goes here. Should be all of them. I already did this one for diorite, and this must be granite. Or granite, in the case of the story. You're given a vase and a journal. Also, we're going to keep the repaired key. You feel free to read the journal. And it talks about these ruins you need to find for the next part of the puzzle. And Sarah is talking to Madame Newton. How mysterious. So now we're going to go talk to Madame Newton and see what in the world's going on. But she's not going to tell you. She is, however, going to tell you there is ruins on this island. Gladios Ruins. Now we need to figure out where the vase goes. So let's put this here, that there, and that there. And we're going to need the vase. So this looks like a place to put a vase. And now you take the vase back. I'm just going to eat some food before we go down here. So you see the gems that are spinning. Basically, you need to get all the gems spinning. If you need a reset, there's a reset button here. Simplest solution. Right, so all of them have been turned off. So now what you do, oops, sorry, I hit my microphone, is turn that one on. That turns all of them on. This one turns all of them on. This one turns all of them on. And this one turns all of them on. Ta-da! In an old jewelry box. In this old jewelry box, you find a ring and a journal. The journal talks about a final resting place where the water rains. And you find out that one of the children of Nathaniel and Mira's married somebody with the last name Mankupuni, which is the same name as Sarah. So we'll keep the old ring, because we'll need that. So now we're going to go back to the hotel and see if we can find Sarah to ask her what in the world is going on. You can ask at the concierge desk for her. Whoops. That wasn't that way. There we go. A little bit of parkour. We're gonna go to the resort. Oh, ask at the concierge for her. But Sarah is not actually here right now, and they're not telling us anything. So you ask them, where would you see water rain? And there's a waterfall at Calla Park. Behind the waterfall. So here, there's a description of each pillar. Each pillar tells you what you need. Found in the caves below is a strange crystal. It'll make a sound if you get it right. Roger would be Jolly Roger, so a pirate coin. I open what is closed. Repaired key. I hold a thing of beauty. A vase, because they hold flowers. And my shape has no beginning or end. A ring is a circle. Oops. There you go. This is their final resting place. And Sarah's here. She's the one who gave you the first box. She says she's worried about Greg. Something is off about him. Because Greg stole that mysterious luggage out of your room. You have to pay respects with Mira's favorite flower, the gardenia. And there's the gem. Oops. There's also a pirate sword? And of course, it was Greg. All he wants is the gem for money. So you defeat Greg. You lock him in this cage right here. And there was a suitcase in your room. And in that suitcase, you find letters and notes about the gem. Pictures from the newspaper about your case with the theater. But there's also stuff about Kurt and Ivan. So Sarah's gotten the police. He's going to be under arrest, and all the evidence in the suitcase. Apparently, this isn't over yet. Something is going to happen. So Arthur and Sarah realize they're cousins, and the gem exhibit will now be open. Also, the gem is actually going to be on display in Kala Park, where it truly is supposed to be, inside the gem cavern. And that is A Rock and a Hard Place. So, thank you for playing our map. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to everybody who helped me with this map. It was very much appreciated. And yeah, so you can feel free to look around the map. There is a teleportation book, so you can go look around. And yeah, so that is all for now. Stay tuned for more maps by me. Feel free to check out my other maps if you haven't. There is actually a webpage with all of my maps on it currently on minecraftmaps.com. Thank you to minecraftmaps.com for creating that webpage for me. That is awesome. You can see all of my maps there and download them. And yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys next time. Bye.